This is going to be an unboxing and review of the Motospeed CK61 keyboard from Gearbest. Opening the box, you can see you have a USB-A to Type-C connector. It's also braided, which is nice. Taking the rest of the items out of the box, you have a keycap puller. Move the box. You have some documentation, manuals, and warranty information. Getting to the actual keyboard now. It comes packaged nicely in these styrofoam things and a styrofoam sleeve. This is a 60% keyboard, so it is a little small. On the top you have the Type-C connector. On the back it says Motospeed CK61. If you'll notice, there is no elevated feet, so it's just flat no matter what, though it is raised a little bit on an angle for ergonomic typing experience, which I'll show you later. So the keyboard is a little raised, if you can see here. It does just go up on an angle, and all the rows of the keys are slightly higher than the other ones. This makes for the best typing experience. I find I'd rather this than it being flat, but though I would rather have elevated feet so that you would have the option of having it flat or having it raised. But at this price, I think it's pretty good. The key switches on this keyboard are Kale Box white switches. So these are made by Kale. They sound pretty close to Cherry Blues. They are clicky and they have a nice tactile feedback to them, though they are a little less damp than Cherry Blues. They're also supposed to be waterproof and rust resistant. We're going to do a quick sound test between the Motospeed CK61 and my Razor Black Widow Tournament Edition. I want to talk a few things that I don't like about the keyboard. So this being a 60% mechanical keyboard, meaning you're going to lose a few keys. So what you are losing is dedicated function keys. Your insert, home, page up, and page down keys are right here. Your arrow keys are right here. There is also arrow keys on the WASD keys. So the way these work is you actually have to toggle them. So if you see up here, you have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So these toggles, if you hit function and then 1, this will toggle all 1 through plus and minus. These will be your function keys now. They will not work as the normal keys. If you hit function 2, this will enable your insert, home, page up, and page down keys, and delete and end. If you hit function plus 3, this will enable your arrow keys down here for Alt, the page file key, Control, and your question mark. These keys will turn into arrow keys. If you hit 4, then the WASD keys become your arrow keys, and they are not WASD any longer. So while this takes a little bit of getting used to, it is possible to get used to, and maybe some people will like it. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan. Another thing I want to talk about is software controls. So there is a piece of software and a driver for the keyboard. However, when I tried to use it, it didn't seem to apply any of the effects to my keyboard. It does look pretty comprehensive. It lets you change the lighting, lets you add macros. There is also profiles so that you can switch between them easily. However, this is all nice, but none of them actually worked. So that's that. But at this price point, again, what can you really expect? So we're going to start off showing you all the RGB modes. There's tons of them on this keyboard. All the RGB modes can be changed different colors. So here, if you see how it's red, you can change that to whatever color you'd like, or RGB as well. They can also be slowed down or sped up. and you can change the brightness as well. So I'm just going to annotate which effects are which. So as you can see, there's lots of RGB modes on this keyboard. Honestly, too many to use. I typically just keep mine in rainbow mode. So this is me adjusting the brightness. As you can see, it has 4 or 5 levels of adjustment. You can also slow or speed up the effect. So if you slow it down here, the RGB ripples across the keyboard slower than it normally would. Overall, I think this keyboard's actually great for anyone looking for a budget mechanical keyboard. This currently sells for $70 on Gearbest Canadian, so that's pretty cheap. A few good things about this keyboard obviously are all its RGB modes, its price, of course, and I think the switches are not bad for the price. The bad is, sadly, the software driver is not the greatest, and the confusing controls on the keyboard are a little annoying. The toggles here for the function keys, the arrow keys, and all that are a little annoying, but overall, if you're looking for a great, cheap mechanical keyboard, I'd highly recommend the Motospeed CK61. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks Gearbest for sending out this keyboard, and I'll see you guys next time.